Hello, everybody. Start the meeting. There, and welcome to the friendly Westwood Village Roving Rotary Club. Bureau. Thank you, everyone, for the pivot, for adapting to the pivot from Hillel to here today. Thank you, Diane, for allowing us to be here. We all thought it best. I talked to several of you, and we all thought it best that we moved the meeting to Hillel, or excuse me, to Westwood Transitional Village today. Hopefully next week we'll be back at Hillel. So cooperation, and thank you for everyone who's on the Zoom meeting today. I think it's Steve Shear, Nancy, John O'Keefe. Is there anyone else, Tia? Was that it? I think I mentioned Nancy McCready. I think Nancy Cohen was going to zoom in as well. So again, welcome everyone. And
Sean McMillan's on that.
Oh, Sean is in the waiting room. Oh, okay, Sean, welcome. And as we all know, this year is Create Over the World. And Ben, what's our theme next year?
The magic of Rotary.
Magic of Rotary.
Okay, next week I'm going to do it again. And if you look down, I'm going to find
Magic.
Okay, good. And May 2nd, everyone. May 2nd is National Brothers and Sisters Day. Okay, everyone, reach out to your brothers and your sisters today, because as it says here, as soon as I can read it, older or younger, our siblings are our very close friends at first end. Yes, Tom?
What else is today?
Today is May 2nd.
By an act of Congress, today is a national day of prayer.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Tom. Today is also the National Day of Prayer. And our four-way test, Tom Bear, since you spoke up, we get to do the four-way test. Okay, but enunciate, you have to reject.
It's fair to all concerned in this day and age, bitterness for all concerned, vitally important. Like, all concerned.
All right, thank you.
Question, why did it only conservative in there twice?
Well, one's fair and one's beneficial. This is kind of, is it, will be. One's like currently and one's in the future. That's it. And actually, Steve Shears is the one who pointed this out to me. That's a great presentation, Steve. Next time you get to do this. Is Steve, well, Steve, can you speak up about your perspective on the four-way test and how it reads?
The way to remember it is it, will it, will it? And the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? The four-way test. Is it, will it, will it?
We're going to have him do this a lot. Thank you. Yes, Marsha.
Just yesterday, I was actually getting my oil changed, and I got a phone call, and I almost didn't answer it because I didn't know who it was, and it was from Colorado, but I did answer it. And it was from a Rotarian there who had seen. I did a presentation at the International Convention on Bullying. He was in the audience there, and I'd given out the.
I am back.
Okay.
In his club in Colorado, they grandson broke the four-way test.
Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Tom, for all sharing your remarks about four-way test. Thank you to Jim Crane for being our greeter. Jim, thanks again. President Chris Bradford. Chris, could you come up and stand by the flag and the owl? Because I would like everyone try to stand by the owl up here with the sound.
Is that an owl?
That's
Yeah.
That's what's the
Okay. All. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Which, by the way, President Steve,
Yes.
my receptionist tells me that someone walked away with another flag last week.
Thank you, Chris. And moving on, well, do you know who that perpetrator was? Oh, all right, you guys. Who's that? Yeah. Are we applying the four-way test then? Yes, we are, and thank you. Take that back. Okay, thank you. Okay, and now our thought of the day by past President Gordon Fell.
Maybe seated. In keeping with our program today, to recognize the unwavering commitment of our military personnel and veterans. They stand as guardians of our nation, dedicating their lives to safeguarding our freedom and security. We honor their sacrifices and express our heartfelt appreciation. May they find strength in their purpose, knowing that their efforts contribute to a safer world. As they face challenges and uncertainties, may they be surrounded by unwavering support and camaraderie. Regardless of our background or beliefs, we stand united in gratitude. Our military personnel and veterans exemplify selflessness and honor. May their dedication inspire us to work together for a better future. As we reflect on their service, let us commit to fostering a world where conflict yields to understanding and where the pursuit of peace prevails. May our military and veterans find solace in our collective appreciation.
Thank you, past President. Okay. Tuesday. If you'd like to come forward, first of all, everyone, let's thank Tuesday for the service. Making sure just a few minutes about what's going on.
So thank you. I feel the Rotary Club is my family. I moved here. This is my part of my families. Last week on the first day of the Passover, almost Iraq was empty. I was in the middle of the TV interview at Persian Gulf. One of the TV station came talk about the military museum in Persian Gulf, and someone yelling outside, fire, fire. Rana was in the restaurant in the kitchen. She go out, she saw the smoke, she called 911, and a few minutes the fire department came, and they killed the fire after 30 minutes almost. But the fire was kind of the big, hit the roof for the Persian Gulf, for Modoro and Antique Shop, entire building at the corner of the Westwood and Wilkins. After that, everything, our fire killed, Rana was really shy. I tried to settle down everybody. I checked it, I realized the fire was not only at my building, that was a 5 building they had a minor fire. The bigger one was us because the electric panel was in the wooden box of the old box, very old, they get fire. And yesterday, best of my knowledge, I'm not an electrician, but the thing I realized, that was electric poles in middle of the Westwood Boulevard. They had a search to the different building, and almost all buildings, either mirror or bracket or boxes burned. Still, couple of the businesses, unless we don't have power. Persian Gulf, unfortunately, hurt most. I don't think that's going to be recovered fast and soon. That's a major damage within the Persian Gulf. And looks like the wire goes from the street underground from the Persian Gulf to Ali, feed everybody else over. So I feel we're going to be closed for months to year, or maybe more than a year. Delphi was only closed for 2 days. Delphi is semi-recovered. We have only a smoke inside, but the door is open. We have a fan. That's everything is okay. We are doing the business there. Maybe later on I have to force to close for 2 days for deep cleaning, but for now we are okay over it. Today, the fire, the bottom water and power, they've been since yesterday on the block of the Marian Rock. We are changing all of the cables underground on the Westwood. I don't know, I hope that's going to solve the problem. Nobody else getting the fire, but the fire is a really bad thing. I never had experience. Hopefully, nobody can have same experience we had. No one heard. That's a good part. Is nobody heard, and all of the museum is so far good. That's more important. But my wine storage was on the outside. The entire wine storage burned. I have a couple of the burned bottles. I keep it for the future. But that was really bad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for a wonderful meal.
Of course, thank you.
I think we'll be using Persian Gulf again a few times this coming year when we're no longer, when we're not at Hillel. We'll probably talk to you about that. So thank you. And thank you for the use of this podium. Appreciate it. Okay. Moving on with our agenda. Past President Ned, you want to come forward and talk today?
Okay, can we please stand up? So, and since we're asking God to bless America, I thought I'd put on a hat that's fitting with the occasion. God bless Thank you, thank you.
Good job on that. And thank you to past President Mark for being today's scribe. Thank you, Mark. Visiting Rotarians, actually, we do have a couple of visiting Rotarians. For past president, future president, again, why don't you introduce Sam and Val once again to the club?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. You having fun? Isn't the food great? Anyway, that's the Village Rotary. Sam and Val, welcome again. We met with them at Hillcrest to go over what's required, and this is their second lunch. I hope that you filled out an application. I know Nancy and I, perfect. Nancy and I put reviews out, so. Oh, Diane, I'm sorry, Diane. Oh, no, Diane, two of us were. I stand corrected, everyone. So, yeah. So thank you for joining us and welcome. Hopefully you will not be a visiting Rotarian. You will be a real Rotarian.
Thank you, welcome.
Yes. Oh, they are.
Then why don't you stay up here and share with the club about our day of service, our District 528 day of service on Saturday.
And I would like Diane to come up. Diane, this is your event. Diane, well,
Let's keep it focused on the front. Sound hasn't made.
so we were last Saturday at the beach where Gladstone is on Pacific Coast Highway in Sunset. And I got to tell you, people, we would call them parties. We would go to one rock and there were bag trash. We'd go to another rock and another party. There were, I think, how many? 56 bags of trash. It was, they sorted it out, and it's the Surf Rider organization. And we're going to have them as a featured speaker because they're going to talk about the importance of restaurants' knowledge, what products to order that are sustainable. Because we found plastic beyond. And Diane put this all together. And how many Rotarians were there?
30.
30. And Makiko joined us.
And an additional about 8 Valorous from the city.
Yeah. And of course, you know, Rotarocks, they're much younger than us. They get on a rock. Forget the rock. They're running down at the bottom.
Forget the younger ones. You should have seen President Steve walk the rocks. He's very good at it.
Oh, yeah. Look at
this. DJ Makiko and I picking up the trash. Dan is over here on the right.
And of course, I'm sitting on the
I have
job.
no idea why he's sitting down on the job, but I think he was working on his minute.
Yeah, I will.
Anyway, thank you, Diane, Ben, Janet, everyone from District 5280, and it was great morning, beautiful. This is Sunset Beach. It's at the base of Sunset Boulevard in San Pacific Palisades. Yeah, Pacific Palisades. I gotta get my job. Okay, right after today, 2:30, if you wish, join the live stream from from Ben's Mind. Diane, any comments on that? Well, District conferences this weekend, the Dodger game, Monday, May 15th, is our president, Macadam's luncheon at Beverly Hills Hotel. We're still looking for more participation. We have 5 people on I would love to be able to have a table. So if anyone is able to make it there, please come. Let me know. Saturday, May 18th, Ben, we're going to talk a little bit about spring training at Woodbury University in
Yeah, so there's a sports in everybody. So if you have Dodger memorabilia, I'm aware of Rotary to make sports. Yeah. But I would love everyone to be at that meeting. Those of you who are on the board, I really appreciate you. We will arrange for carnival. It's at Fair University, really adjacent. Take 5 people in my club. So it's not, and there's an agenda that I sent to everybody. Talk specifically, breakout sessions. This is going to be a knowledge-based spring training. To give everybody an idea of how we're new district government expectations of the year. And I think he is really so looking forward to it. He's going to put so much enthusiasm, young professional leader. And I think his goal is to get younger and diversify. So that's our goal here. You asked us about cheerleaders. There you go, just right there.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, I was remiss. Past President Chris, would you like to do this?
Oh, yes.
today?
A friend of mine, Dennis Greenwald, he is a retired attorney and like
Yes. Or he's our speaker. So we're in the law. Okay. Moving on, Sunday the 19th, the day after spring training, we'll get the gamers for sip and sneaks. I think we're at about 20 people who have actually RSVP'd. I know many of you have indicated that they will be there. Just haven't RSVP'd yet. Please do so as soon as possible. So Chris and I and Rose will know how many people will be there in attendance. Yes.
I think the off base, but I think one of our old favorite members is now a member of the top club as a trainer. And I'd like to welcome First Step as the best thing
May 23rd. I hope everyone will be there, either by in person or by Zoom, because that's going to be a club assembly. It's going to be an opportunity to learn a lot about the club, about the finances, about some of the plans we're putting together for next year in terms of organization. So soon as try to make it to that club meeting, it'll be at LL. Back to normal at that point. Hopefully it's back to normal next year. But on the 23rd, be there. It's going to be really informative. There's going to be a lot of great information. Come with your questions. And biggest Thursday, though, the 16th, it will be dark because on the 16th, or I should say on the 13th, is President Gordon McAdams' visit to district. So we're dark on a Thursday, the 16th. I'll have more a warning on that in the next week or two. Just keep that in mind. And on the 30th, again, is that what I want to do is have that Westwood Village Road Club activities day around certain activities. Right now, I'm putting together the golf outing. Us have talked about, or a few of you have talked about about pickleball. Together, maybe another group of people want to go to a museum, or another close by museum. That morning, we're going to do over at YMCA. So, practice is a little bit on Thursday, and then and that's it on the announcements. Any other comments or questions? Oh, Diane. Diane wants to share something she came across in People Magazine.
So this week's People Magazine with John Bon Jovi had a woman who lives here in Westwood by the name of Nikki Marks. This club sponsored or gave her grants for 2 soccer fields to be built, one across the street and one at another school here in Westwood. And they're talking about the story here and what prompted her to even have these built. She's going to be speaking to the club in Benjamin here. But anyway, if you want to read the article, it's really a very nice article.
Is that nice and still sale?
You know, most of the stores probably haven't even put it out yet.
This looks like a familiar group. I'm here to introduce Colonel Donald Sheppard, Lieutenant Colonel and Professor of Military Science at UCLA. His full biography is on our website, but I'm going to highlight some of it. He graduated from Louisiana Tech University with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Information Science and was commissioned a second lieutenant at that time. After he attended, the Military Intelligence Officer Basic Course. No, out of college. Yeah, I was right. Okay. He also, among other things, has served 15 months in Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom, as an information officers. He was in 13 months in Afghanistan. He was a division chief in Texas for the National Security Agency. And he then went to Command and General Staff College, which is where you go when you're going to advance into higher ranks, at Fort Leavenworth, where he got his Master of Arts in Business Organizational Security Management. No, I don't even need that. Later, he went back to Afghanistan and served as executive officer for the U.S. Forces Afghanistan J2 ISO Resolute Support 2019 and 20. Among other honors, he has a Bronze Service Medal, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Award, Army Achievement Medal, various unit awards. Different units that he's been in have won awards. The Global War on Terror Service Medal, and this was interesting, the German Armed Proficiency Badge. I'm not sure what that is. Oh. Anyway, please give a warm, really welcome to Kelly Sheppard.
So good afternoon. Yep, good afternoon. I've got some extra copies here. If the screen cannot be seen, just pass those around. For anybody that needs to see the slides for the presentation up close and personal. So first I want to say thank you for inviting me here. This is a great opportunity for me to kind of tell the story for our Army ROTC program at UCLA. Like you mentioned, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Don Sheppard. I'm the professor of military science for UCLA's Army ROTC, just around the corner at lovely UCLA. So I've been in the seat for about 10 months. So I'm coming up on a year here this summer, and I'm having a great time. The cadets and everyone in the LA area has welcomed me with open arms. Like I said, I appreciate you all for inviting me here today. So what I want to talk to you this morning or this afternoon about is our Army ROTC program, kind of where we are, kind of where we've been, where we're going as an Army, and just kind of give you some very simple updates for our program. So for UCLA's Army ROTC program, so in the center of the screen, you see UCLA represented by the red star. That is kind of where I aim at every single day. I also have other schools that feed out into those circles that you see. So at the very top of the screen, Masters University. I have a cadet or two at Masters University. I also have a student out of Cal Lutheran. I also have several students out at Cal State Northridge. And then I have a couple of students out at Pepperdine, Loyola Marymount, and now Cal State LA. So for us, the easiest way I can explain it is UCLA is the host program for ROTC in this general area. And if you look at a bicycle with two wheels, all the schools that are around UCLA that fall in this scope, so for instance, LU and Cal State LA, they come to UCLA for Army ROTC. So there's a couple of cadets there. And then anything that's around the CSUN area, those students will go to CSUN for ROTC. ROTC is a four-year commitment. So individuals come into the program as a freshman, sophomore, or even junior sometime. The reason they come in as a sophomore or junior, it might be transfers from a junior college, or it might be transferred from another school. So we are able to waive certain classes for them, but typically from the grassroots level, cadets will come in and do 4 years of Army ROTC. Now you're probably asking, what does that get you at the end of those 4 years? Well, it gets you a commission to become an officer in the United States Army. So there's two different factions. You have enlisted and you have officers. So the folks that are in Army ROTC are going to commission to become second lieutenants and be leaders in the Army and supervisors and take care of those enlisted personnel that are under. Yes, sir. So right now, a typical lieutenant in the Army or Air Force, Navy, all the services make about 40 to 45,000 a year, depending on where they live. Because there's something called BAH. So when you live in LA, you get a higher BAH than living in Louisiana. So that costs
Cover expenses as well, plus expenses.
Yes, sir. So it's all your basic housing allowance, your food, and then also there's some medical and all the other stuff that goes into it as well, sir.
Plus.
Yes, sir.
And the rest.
Basic, it's so it basically gets them caught up on stuff that they some question solve. Or if they go on a basic training as a then we can waive those 2 years of ROTC because they've already kind of got a lot of leadership stuff as it is. So some of the other benefits that they will receive is they will receive something called a post-9/11 GI Bill, which will allow them to go back to college and basically free of charge. Also, VA benefits as well for buying a house, medical benefits like I mentioned. The commissary, PX, all of those amenities that are on the base, they have that at their disposal as well. And this includes if they get married or if they already have family members, they're able to.
Might say that, UCLA become the course. It seems to me some years ago, all the UCLA folks went out to Cal State North.
So Cal State Northridge is growing right now. So UCLA is a host, and then Cal State Northridge is considered an extension university.
Was it reversed before?
No, sir. Yeah, UCLA, actually, the machine of UCLA, USC used to fall under UCLA. So they split off and became two different Army ROTC programs. But to your point, sir, CSUN is growing in numbers, and that's exactly what we're working. I'm going to talk a little bit about why that is and what we're doing as an Army in a few minutes, based on some things that have happened in the Army, for example. I do wear a uniform. I wear a uniform when I'm teaching class to the cadets. So I teach class to the cadets on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I teach at UCLA on Tuesday, and then I go up to Northridge and I teach on Wednesday. So, sir? So in the mornings at 06 in the morning, we are out there doing PT at 06 at Drake on the track. So you're exactly right. I try to hang with them, but they're 17, 18 years old. So. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is some of the graphics from the UCLA. So I talked about the other schools. The other schools are listed in what's called an extension or crop town. So really my only extension university is Northridge. Extension meaning I have another green suit person that's there that manages the cadets on a day-to-day basis. A crosstown meaning they are coming to either the extension or the school. But for the most part, that's kind of how we're made up from a demographic standpoint. You see for the African American and Native American portion, a little low, but it's in number, in the same number category from a school standpoint. But we are looking at, how do we increase our DEI standpoint to make sure that we are representative of everyone across the general population. So this is just an update from our program since January. So every 3 to 4 months we produce this, send this to our headquarters to show them kind of what we've done from a visualization standpoint. So if you're looking at number 1 up here at the top portion, our cadets from UCLA and various crosstowns or extension universities participated in a color guard event where they presented colors at some events, depending on if it's a basketball game, or if it's a this event just so happened to be the staff event on campus, and the chancellor and one of us that presented colors. Great day for them. Got some good recognition, and they did a really good job. They do probably about 2 or 3 of these. And for football season, it's a nonstop. Football games, basketball games. I think there's some thing that has to and I had to turn it down because that's a lot to do something like that. But they get all kinds of opportunities to go out and get back to the community. Number 2, which you all will probably know about. So number 2 is Cadet M. Scott and Alice Constantino. They both commissioned a second lieutenant already on African American. It's their school system. So they once they graduated, got their diploma, they would read them their laws and take their Mr. Scott, second picture, he is the individual that is saved. What they were doing, and it's important. Number 3, our Ranger Challenge team. This is a very, very exclusive team for our program. They go out and do all the high-speed cool stuff. So they will go out and do, like you mentioned, backpacking, ruck marches. They'll go and do shooting events, as you'll see in the very, very bottom right-hand portion of the screen. And it's just a competition that they train for as a group of cadets, and they go and compete against other cadets from around the nation. So this event you see here that are all together is at Fort Irwin, California. That is 20 other teams, and they finished in 10 out of 10. It's a predominantly all freshman group right now because of a lot of our seniors were focused with other things going on, so a lot of them couldn't set up. And what that did for me, it showed me that they've got a lot of pride, freshmen, to want to carry on this tradition with this very specialized team. So next year, when we go and compete, I think they will finish pretty high because we got that experience, especially freshmen and sophomores participating in this program. And then in the bottom right was our shooting event we did up at Camp Roberts, which is about 4 hours away, where some of our cadets went up and they're training for an event that they're going to have to go to this summer in Fort Knox. Okay, so this is kind of the structure of what I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about. What we are doing from a recruiting standpoint. Now, this is just on the ROTC, okay? So if you look at all the red triangles on the screen, those are all schools that are currently schools like myself, but they're downgraded to cost. And the reason that's happening is because the Army is shifting when it comes to recruiting. The Army's looking at where the population shifts. And seeing where all the stars and black triangles are, that's where all the population shifts. Meaning increase the population. So, into the world served. For me, give you my example. Cal State Los Angeles, CSULA, they're going to become an extension similar to CC, the North. Same thing that happened. Okay, sorry. A green suitor is an Army form. Person that wears a uniform is a green suitor. I also have contractors that teach for me as well. They're not considered green suitors, but they're considered DoD person. So yeah, you have civilians and DoD, and you have green suitors, Army person. Sorry. Right. So for this program, they're looking to do this over the next 6 years. We've already got a directive when I got here from my commanding general that you will notify CLA based on what the schools do. So, and then you'll see other schools that's happening as well. So California, if you look at all the triangles and squares, California is pretty much, I would consider the main showing because of the sheer number of people that are here and where the Army is looking to recruit and retain the best talent possible. Then what I will do next is I will show you another PowerPoint slide. So this is a video. Just scroll down just a little bit right there. Okay. So. So, if you follow me on this, so I'll start out in the left-hand portion. Right? So, us as an Army back in the 80s, we were concerned with the whole Cold War mentality, with our adversaries, pretty much in the Soviet Union time frame. This green book right here was called Air, Land, and Battle. So it was very, very rudimentary, and it was focused on our adversary, the Soviet Union. As we transition to 2001 to 2022, you heard my bio. I was in Afghanistan and Iraqi, so that's pretty much that type of thing. So the global war on terrorism, the whole 9/11 stuff that happened, we developed doctrine to look at how can we, as an organization, conduct operations to make sure that doesn't happen again in the future. So that's kind of the whole 2001 to 2022 concept. Now, we're very, very, I would consider it complex environment. It's an easy way I can explain this. So it's called multi-domain operations. It's exactly what it is. It's multiple levels of things that are going on. So we weren't really focused on the whole cyber piece, the whole cyber organization, the whole space in the air. So back in the 80s, back in the 2000s, we were just focused on, okay, get in, get out. Okay, me against you, take on take. Now we have to take into consideration there are things that are changing in the world, and our adversaries are changing with it. So we need to change from a technological standpoint to make sure that we can conduct operations to make sure that we are on par or even better than where we're going to potentially fight in the future. So, our cadets will start getting a lot of cyber training. We're already working with some of our joint partners, the Air Force, and our naval partners and Marines. Space as well. I have a captain that is on a trip to Colorado Springs. And he is training space to become a space. And all your telephone, all your computers, and all that stuff. It all finds tell me what you do. What's the first thing you do? Buy all the oh, it's out there. So it's how these new domains that are going on, right? So we have to focus on how do our adversaries go, how do they look at this? So those three domains are very important. And then of course land and sea, we kind of look at those all along. But if you ever think about submarine with water, what is the submarine? What is the submarine? To go and pick out. The ocean is very, very huge. So a lot of other things, a lot of those things. Same thing with Air Force, Army, Navy. Make sure we're all speaking the same language. Then a lot of this becomes very, very, not simple, but it becomes a lot more. You can scroll down just a little bit more. And then, so there's 6 main modernizations that we're looking at doing. So when we talk about sensing, what we're talking about, so I'm an intel officer by trade. So the background is so I do a lot of not 007 type stuff, but I basically put on a red hat and I tell my boss, hey, the enemy's over there. This is how you can neutralize it. So sensing further and persisting, that's my job. So if I can only sense behind that door, my boss wants to go behind that door. Concentrate high lethal, low signature combat forces. A lot of this is talking about shooting further without actually having to get close to the enemy. So a lot of our technology is changing. Not necessarily shooting with a pistol, but a rocket that's way back here that I can just hit a button based on a signature that pops up down on the battlefield. Yes, yes, sir. Not necessarily a drone expert, but I have worked with that's the whole deal. Yes, sir. So drones and satellites and all that ties into the whole space domain. Yes, sir. And then also, this is what I talked about here, communicate and share, right? So when we talk about other systems that the Navy might have, a lot of the whole domain stuff is all being worked out now so that when we work together, we have this kind of shared understanding, unity, and effort. Now we can actually talk to each other. We can actually do operations together. And also our partners. When I say partners, we're talking about our close station partners in very different countries and stuff like that. This is our forces. So we are coming in the night and trying to figure out why can't we talk to each other. We're trying to figure out that. This is the way in person in baseball. So with that, I just wanted to kind of give you that backdrop. Go ahead. And also, and I just thought this information to proceed is probably not a couple months ago. And a lot of them, this is something we're going to see. First time you see it, the second thing shouldn't be, oh, I didn't hear, never knew anything about this. I want you to understand, I want you to have a good understanding of what's going to happen. And a lot of them are going to be going into some of these jobs, cyber jobs. It's a great skill. I'm not even sure. I just left that holiday.
Saying that response, we're going to do something hard. We're also going to tell you what's coming. In Israel's response, they five forces of thought. There's history of our country, over 300 years old. And then their response was basically programs that we're going to hit. There is an airport runway in response.
Well, so I have a couple of people. So I have a recruiting operations officer, which is a all three. As the head person for UCLA, I focus on the region. Yes, sir. So I commission about 22 to 23 cadets a year as second lieutenants, and my goal is to increase that. So I am leading mission. I think a lot of the stuff that's going on with Central University and counseling, something else. Across a lot of negativity. I come across a lot of questions in terms of, hey, where's my kid going to serve? Are they going to go overseas? Are they going to go to Georgia? Where are they going to go? So my response to that is they will go where they want. Do they have an option? They can choose based on the fact that they can choose up to 20 different branches, meaning jobs in the Army, where they want to go. Or they can also choose if they want to go active duty, meaning like me, I'm an active duty service member. So I serve pretty much 24/7, whereas a reservist only serves a certain amount of time versus a National Guardsman serves a certain amount of time, but the National Guardsman is only in the state because it's owned by the state. Are you finding a moment now with all the craziness in the world operating? I would say right now, I will look at that we have I think we need I typically get about two or three proficiency that come in from high school on a 4-year scholarship because it's so hard to get into UCLA. Very, very, very hard. Next year, a lot of that is because how we change our phone with people, inviting people to the campus, people maximally engaging with people versus you're the coach. Exactly. Yeah, I'm inviting them to come and see our program, meet our cadets, and that's changed a lot of minds when people decide, hey, I'm not going to hall. I'm not going to. So,
go to school to other states, maybe you didn't have to pursue educational opportunities.
So when we talk about knowledge versus it's a lot different, different pots of money, different funding. So it's a lot of money transfer from the state to state. But it is possible. What I would say is, she should definitely probably talk to her commander, what that commander talked about, elevated to the next commander, it should be something like that. Okay, so she probably has a captain that she can talk to, she can elevate it to the
Well, Colonel Sheppard, thank you so much for that. Thank you for this excellent presentation, and we look forward to seeing you many times back. Thanks again. All right. Scanning program. Next week, Mark Costone, Executive Director of Homeless Healthcare Los Angeles. I'm on the board of Homeless Healthcare, and it's an amazing organization. I used to share a bit about the organization for 15 years. They'll be next week at Hillel. I'm very optimistic that we'll be back there. If not, Diane, our goal is to be back at Hillel next week. And then Benjamin Spock's birthday today, everybody. Dr. Spock, not Mr. Spock, Dr. Spock, well-known pediatrician and writer, born May 2nd, 1903. This quote I found, I think it's very germane to vegetarians. A human being, happy and successful, would dedicate to a cause outside his own individual selfish satisfaction. And again, thank you, Diane. Thank you, Bruce Bay, for the wonderful meal. Thank you for everyone pivoting so well to being here today at Westwood Transition Village. And with that,